Question is find net force acting on mass kept at point P. So we need to find net force acting on mass kept at point P in each case. In each case. So first is an equilateral triangle. Okay. Masses are M, 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 A, and this is point P. Second, M, 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 and this is point P. Distance is A. Okay. Please find. I'll give you further questions after discussing these two. There will be many. There will be many. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. In first case, F force will be acting in this direction, or let us call it F1. And this will also be same actually. Magnitude wise, it will be same. So F1 is nothing but gm square upon a square. Okay. If you see the angle between these two, that is 60 degree. That is 60 degree. So F resultant, and let me tell you the direction of F resultant. This will be your F resultant. So F resultant will be under the root of F1 square plus F1 square plus 2F1 F1 cos 60, and that will be root 3 times F1. That will be root 3 times F1, and that will be root 3 gm square upon a square. Root 3 gm square upon a square. Deepika, it should be root 3. Okay. Now let us talk about second question. So in second question, force due to this, let's say it is F1. The magnitude wise, this will also be F1. So I am calling it F1 only. And force due to this will be F2. Okay. F1 will be how much? F1 will be gm square upon a square. F2 will be how much? That will be gm square upon root 2a whole square, and that will be gm square upon 2a square. F2 will be gm square upon 2a square. Okay. Now, first of all, we are going to find resultant of these two F1s. So F1 resultant, F1 resultant will be along the direction of F2. F1 resultant will be under the root of F1 square plus F1 square plus 2F1 F1 cos 90, and that will be root 2 F1. Okay, and that will be root 2 gm square upon a square. This is F1 resultant. So F net will be F1 resultant plus F2, because both are in same direction. So when directions are same, you can simply add vectors like you normally add things. Okay. So that will be root 2 gm square upon a square plus gm square upon 2a square. So F net comes out to be gm square upon a square root 2 plus 1 by 2. F net will be gm square upon a square root 2 plus 1 by 2. Okay. Okay. Any doubt, any question? Okay, next question. All distances are A. Okay, all sides are A. Please find. Pratyusha is asking, is it zero? No, Pratyusha, how you are saying it is zero? In all other cases, it is a zero? No. I'll tell you even when it will be zero. Okay. Pay attention, everyone. The force on M due to adjoining one, I am calling it as F1. Magnitude of that will be F1 and F1, and that will be same. Now force on particle P due to the next one, I am calling it as F2. I am calling it as F2. Okay. Magnitude of F2 and F2 will be same. And the force on M due to the last one is F3. So let us talk about F1 and F2 and F3 first. F1 is how much? G M square upon A square. F2 is how much? G M square upon root 3A whole square, and that becomes G M square upon 3A square. F3 is how much? G M square upon 2A whole square. F3 comes out to be G M square upon 4A square. F3 comes out to be Gm square upon 4A square. Now, listen very carefully. The resultant of F1 and F1, I am calling it as F1 resultant. Okay, and that will be along F3. Similarly, let us first talk about F1 resultant. So F1 resultant will be under the root of F1 square plus F1 square plus 2 F1 cos 120, because this angle was 120. Okay, so that comes out to be F1 only. That comes out to be, if you simplify this, it comes out to be F1 only. That is F1 resultant. Now let us talk about F2 resultant. So F2 resultant will also be in the direction of F2, F3. Okay. F2 resultant will be under the root of F2 square plus F2 square plus 2 F2 cos 60. Okay. We are applying the formula to find resultant of two forces, F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta whole root. This is the formula which we are using. So here in this case it will be root 3 F2. Here in this case it will be root 3 F2. So root 3 is root 3. And F2 is how much? Gm square upon 3A square. So that becomes Gm square upon root 3A square, and that is F2 resultant. That is F2 resultant. And F3 is anyway in the same direction. So F net will be F1 resultant plus F2 resultant plus F3, because all three are in same direction. So F1 is Gm square upon A square F2 resultant is gm square upon root 3a square, and F3 is gm square upon 4a square. So that comes out to be gm square upon a square. 1 plus 1 by 4 will be 5 by 4 plus 1 by root 3 f net. F net will be gm square upon a square 5 by 4 plus 1 by root 3. 5 by 4 plus 1 by root 3. Okay. How many of you solved it correctly? I can see that Rubaika solved it correctly. Suhas also solved it correctly. Adric made some changes, but he also got it correctly. Now, your question, is it zero? Suppose if you keep one mass, okay, of any value at the center, okay, then force on mass m, which is at the center, will be zero. Are you getting, Pratyusha? Are you getting it? Okay. Okay. Let us move further. Next question. This is a rod capital ML and this is a point mass M. This distance is A. Find force on small m due to capital M. Please find. Please find. Okay. So, as this rod is not a point mass, correct? So, what people did, they considered center of mass of rod to be at the center, which is true. Center of mass of rod will be at the center. This distance they took as L by 2, and then they calculated F net is equal to G capital M small m upon L by 2 plus A whole square, right? So that is how they got the answer as this. Okay, let me tell you, all of you, this answer is wrong. This answer is wrong. And this answer, who those people who have solved it wrong are Shivangi, Mayank, Ram, Ronald, Cresley, Sandesh, Chirag, Deepika, Siddhi, Pratyusha. Okay. Now, then how to solve this? If this method is wrong, then how to solve this? So what we are doing, our law is applicable, Newton's law is applicable between point masses. Between point masses. So we are going at a distance x from it and considering an element of length dx. Now its length is that small that it can be treated as a point mass. Which part? This part. And suppose mass of that is dm. So force between small m and dm, that will be very small force. So we are representing it by df, and that will be g into dm into small m upon x square, because now the distance between small m and another point mass dm is x. The question comes in front of us, how much is dm? So pay attention. In L length, mass is m. In unit length, mass will be m by L. So in dx length, mass will be dm, and that will be mass per unit length, into length. So dm is equal to m by L dx. So from here, df is equal to g into m by L into small m into dx upon x square. Okay. So f will be integration df is equal to g capital M small m upon L integration dx upon x square. Limit will be from, now pay attention, how to calculate the limit. So the first element which you are getting here, which is x is equal to a, and the last element which you will be getting at x is equal to a plus L. Okay, before x is equal to a, there is no rod, and after x is equal to a plus L, there is no rod. All right, so f will be g mm upon L integration dx upon x square minus 1 upon x, and limit is from a to a plus L. So f will be gmm upon L. Let me take minus outside. 1 upon a plus L minus 1 upon a. And when I simplify this today, I get gmm into a plus L. This is the answer. All right. All right. Okay, now there are two questions, one by Presley and one by Adric. Let me talk to Presley first. See, when you are considering limits, you get first element here when x is equal to a. Okay, when x is equal to a, then you are getting the first element. Before that, there is no rod, so you cannot take any element. You cannot take any element before x is equal to a. You cannot take any element before x is equal to a, right? Okay. Last, secondly, the maximum you can go up to x is equal to a plus l. The maximum you can go up to x is equal to a plus l to get any limit on rod, any element on rod. You cannot go beyond that because beyond that there is no rod, right? So you are able to take element, you are able to take element only between x is equal to a plus l. Okay. Now let me talk to Mr. Adric. Adric is saying, sir, can we integrate it from 0 to L of gm1 mm upon a plus x whole square? Adric, let me tell you, you can do that, but I doubt whether you will be able to find integration of dx upon a plus x whole square. Okay. If you are able to do that, yes, you can apply limits of 0 to L. Okay. Adric, you can do that. Yes sir, I forgot that integration. जब खुद को ही बनना था एकदम सुपर हीरो, अब बोल रहे सर मैं मास्क लाना भूल गया, तो फिर कैसे सुपर हीरो बनोगे तुम, राइट? In integration, it is very important to keep integration in such a way that you know the value of integration. Okay, that's why practice is very important in integration, very important. There are many type of integration. You can complicate it. If you go by that way, actually you are going to complicate the integration. which could be problematic for you. All right, all right. मैं आपको एक हाईवे दे रहा हूँ और बोल रहा हूँ कि यहाँ से आप चल के जाओ और घर पहुंच जाओ। सर मैं वो हिल पे होके चला जाऊं तो मैंने कहा चले जाओ भाई, ओके, बट यू हैव टू बी एक्स्ट्रा स्किलफुल इन दैट। बोल रहा है सर पर वो हिल पे चढ़ना मेरे को नहीं आता है। राइट, आप खुद बोल रहे हो कि सर मैं हिल से होके जाऊं, मैंने कहा चले जाओ, फिर आप बोल रहे हो सर मेरे को हिल पे चढ़ना तो आता ही नहीं है। नॉट माई फॉल्ट, ओके लेट अस गो ahead. So that way you can find questions related to net force on masses. That way you can find net force on masses. Now let us talk about very important point, and that is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Okay. So what is acceleration due to gravity? This is a very unique thing. Why we are saying unique thing? Because that is the property of Earth. That is the property of Earth. Or if you are on some other planet, then of that planet. Right? What is unique about it? That's a good. See, when any object is allowed to fall freely, listen very carefully. If an object is allowed to fall freely close to Earth's surface, then it falls with uniform acceleration. Then it falls with uniform acceleration. That acceleration of object is called acceleration due to gravity. Okay. So if an object is allowed to fall freely near Earth's surface. Okay. Now you may ask, sir, why fall freely? Arey bhai, if you are using parachute, then it is not falling freely, right? Parachute will exert force. And if it is not free fall, then acceleration of object will not be g, right? अब आप बोलेंगे सर मैं क्या करूं एक्सपीरियंस करने के लिए? बेस्ट थिंग इज टू जंप. Best thing is to jump. When you are jumping, when you are in air, your acceleration will be g only. Okay. But my suggestion is not to jump from very high place. Okay. You can jump from your bed. You can jump from your chair. Table also is fine. Okay. Don't go beyond that. Don't go beyond that. I will not be responsible. Okay. Good. So, if an object is allowed to fall freely near Earth's surface, then it falls with constant acceleration. Then it falls with constant acceleration. This acceleration of object, this acceleration of object is called acceleration due to gravity. And there is a symbol for it, small g. There is a symbol for it, small g, small g. So what is acceleration due to gravity? If an object is allowed to fall freely near Earth's surface, then it falls with constant acceleration. This acceleration of object is called acceleration due to gravity. So let us see and talk about it. So this is, let's say, Earth. Okay. This is some mass m very close to Earth's surface. So F will be g ME, because ME is mass of Earth, RE is radius of Earth, so GMEM upon RE square, because object is very close to Earth. Very close to Earth means height from Earth's surface is negligible. So F of gravity will be GMEM upon RE square. So A will be F by M, and that A is called actually G. So that is F by M. So G comes out to be G ME upon RE square. Okay. To be more specific, you can call it as GS. S means on surface. S means on surface. Okay. So equation 1 gives acceleration due to gravity. Equation 1 gives acceleration due to gravity near Earth's surface. Okay. If you put mass of Earth, which is 6 into 10 power 24 kg, radius of Earth, which is 6400 kilometers, then you get GS is equal to almost equal to 9.8 meters per second square. Okay. So acceleration due to gravity near Earth's surface is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. You all must be knowing that, but it is my responsibility to introduce you with all these things formally. That's why I am doing this. Okay. So GS is 9.8 meters per second square. Now, if you also observe, because you are a smart person, then you can see that GS, acceleration due to gravity on surface, is dependent on capital G, universal gravitational constant, which is constant. Mass of Earth, oh, radius of Earth, very nice. So you can see from the formula that it is not dependent on mass of falling object, right? Star point. Acceleration due to gravity, acceleration due to gravity depends on acceleration due to gravity depends on mass of planet, mass of planet, and radius of planet, radius of planet. Okay. So by using word planet, we have made it in general for any planet, right? If you would have said Earth, you could have said, sir, what about Saturn? What about Jupiter? Okay. So acceleration due to gravity depends on mass of planet and radius of planet. It does not depend on, it does not depend on mass of falling object. It does not depend on mass of falling object. So acceleration due to gravity does not depend on mass of falling object. Okay. Acceleration due to gravity does not depend on mass of falling object. What does it mean? That means if you drop your mobile, or if you drop your pen, or if you get dropped yourself, acceleration due to gravity in all three cases will be same. Whether the object is heavy or light, it is immaterial. Acceleration will be same for all the objects. All right, good, good. Now, this is value of acceleration due to gravity on surface of Earth. Now comes variation of acceleration due to gravity, variation of acceleration due to gravity, variation of acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so basically there are three crucial points about which G depends on. So G varies with number one, height from Earth's surface. Okay, so G varies with height. Number two, depth from Earth's surface. Depth from Earth's surface. Number three, due to rotation of Earth. Due to rotation of Earth. Okay, so G also varies due to rotation of Earth, and due to that, at different places on Earth, value of G is different because of rotation of Earth. Okay, so let us see all of them one by one. So variation with height, variation with height. Okay, see, as the word height is used, that means we are measuring from Earth's surface. Okay, pay attention to these small fine details. So variation with height. Now, suppose this is Earth. Okay, and you want to know that how much is G at some place which is at small h height above the Earth's surface. Okay, so F will be how much? And this is FH, force on height. FH will be G ME small m upon RE plus H whole square. Okay, FH is equal to G MEM upon RE plus H whole square, because that is the distance of that point mass from center of Earth. That is the distance of that point mass from center of Earth. Okay, so GH is equal to FH upon M is equal to GME small m upon RE plus H whole square upon M. Yum cancel. So we get GH is equal to GME upon RE plus H whole square. This formula is applicable for any height. This formula is applicable for any height. Okay. Now, for H to be very less than RE. So if height is much lesser than radius of earth, then what will happen? Pay attention. We can write GH is equal to GME upon RE square. I have taken RE common, and this will be 1 plus H upon RE whole square. Okay. Now this GME upon RE square, do you recognize this? This GME upon RE square is nothing but GS. So GH comes out to be GS upon 1 plus H upon RE whole square. And I am going to write this as GS into 1 plus H upon RE to the power minus 2, because I have taken that term in numerator. So if you are taking it that way, the power will become negative, right? Now I am going to expand it binomially. Okay, so let me call this as equation 2. Expanding equation 2 binomially. Expanding equation 2 binomially. Okay, so that will be GH is equal to GS into 1 minus twice H upon RE plus higher terms, which will be negligible. So GH is equal to GS into 1 minus twice H upon RE. So this is equation number 3. This is equation number 3. This is equation number 3. So equation 3 gives value of G on heights which are much lesser than RE. So equation 3 gives value of G for smaller heights. Equation 3 gives value of G at smaller heights. Please note, equation 3 gives value of G at smaller heights. Equation 3 gives value of G at smaller heights. Okay. Now you may ask, sir, what is the definition of smaller heights here? See, 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg, km. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer. As compared to 6400 kilometers, these are very small distances. As compared to 6400, even 10 kilometer is very small. But in reality, 10 kilometer is much very large height, because the highest peak, Mount Everest, is 8848. Mount Everest is 8848. That means 8.8 kilometer. So even the height of Mount Everest can be taken as so. All right. The formula can be applied for that also. Fine. Where takes away. Radius of Earth is 6,400 kilometers. Radius of Earth is 6,400 kilometers. So answer will be GH is equal to GS is 9.8 into 1 minus 2 into 5 upon 6,400, and that comes out to be approximately 9.78 meters per second square. So what you can observe is that the variation is very less. Variation is very less. And when variation is very less, Vedant and Puja, then you have to give your answer up to 2 decimal places, because there is very large difference between 9.8, 9.7 and 9.78. Okay, try to understand the difference level. So this is due to height. Now due to depth. Or let me give you one more question. This is Earth. Obviously was RE and ME. Find acceleration due to gravity at point P. find acceleration due to gravity at point P. Please find everyone. Please give answers. Okay, pay attention. So first of all, force at height will be how much? So that will be G M E M. I am considering mass of particle is M upon 2 R E whole square. So that will be G M E M upon 4 R E square. So this is F H. So G H will be F H by M. So GH will be GMA upon RE square into 1 by 4. So GH is equal to GS by 4. GS is 9.8. 9.8 by 4, and you will get the answer. Okay. Now, why did you use this formula? Height of the object is as compared to the height of Earth, as compared to cat is equal to height of Earth, radius of Earth, which is not very, very, very small. So we cannot use that formula. All right. I'm fine. Okay, let us move further. With depth, variation with depth, variation with depth. Jared is there in the class? Jared? Jared? This is Earth. And we are trying to find acceleration due to gravity inside Earth. Okay. So what we have done? We have gone below the Earth. Below. So this is depth D, and you have kept a mass m here, and this distance will be Re minus d. This distance will be Re minus d. So Fd, so this time it will be G m in into small m upon Re minus d whole square. Try to understand. M in is basically mass which is inside this. The mass which is outside, it will not be exerting any force on small m, right? So the question arises is, sir, how much is value of m in? So m in will be nothing but density into volume. So density means what? Density of earth. So mass of total earth upon mass of volume of earth 4 by 3 Req into volume inside is how much? 4 by 3 4 by 3 pi Re minus d whole cube. So when you are going to cancel 4 by 3 pi, 4 by 3 pi, m in comes out to be m upon Re cube into Re minus d cube. Okay. So Fd is equal to G upon Re minus d whole square into m in. So that is m upon Re cube into Re minus d whole cube. Okay. So now what we can do, pay attention. This is going to cancel this. Fd is equal to Gme upon Re square into Re minus d upon Re. Everyone, please see what is done here in this step. Okay, there is one more small m. There is one more small m because as of now we have not gone to GD. So GD is equal to FD by m, and that GME upon Re square into 1 minus d upon Re. So GD comes out to be GS into 1 minus d upon Re. Please note everyone, please note. Find depth below Earth's surface at which acceleration due to gravity will be same as 10 kilometer above Earth's surface. Please find. Give answers. So as per question, GH is equal to GD, right? How much is GH? Is GH into 1 minus twice H upon RE. How much is GD? GD is GH S into 1 minus D upon RE. Now if these two are equal, GS cancel, then this bracket cancel, then 1 cancel, then minus cancel, then RE cancel, and that gives you D is equal to 2H. D is equal to 2H. So D is equal to 2H is equal to 2 into 10 is equal to 20 kilometers. Is equal to 20 kilometer. 20 kilometer. Okay. All right. Next question. Find distance from Earth's surface at which value of G is same, whether go above or below Earth's surface. Okay. So at what distance from Earth's surface? You need to tell me the distance at which, whether you are above Earth's surface or below Earth's surface, value of G at both the places will be same. You need to tell that. Tell, solve, give me the answer. Please give me the answer. Pratyusha is saying center of Earth. Pratyusha, question is the distance from Earth's surface. I'm not asking point. I'm asking distance from Earth's surface. Someone's mic is unmuted. Please mute it. Someone's mic is unmuted. Please mute it. Vedant is saying D is equal to 2H again. No. No. Because D is equal to 2H, then height is not same as depth, Choto. You need to have same value of D and H. That is the question. That is the question. What should be the distance such that H and D both are same? Okay, pay attention everyone. Enough time given. So here GH is equal to GD. That is given to us. But here it is not mentioned that height is less. So as height is less is not given, we cannot use the lesser height formula. So what we can do, we can write GME upon RE plus H, or you can say X. I'm taking this as X. RE plus X whole square is equal to G depth. G depth is GS into 1 minus D upon RE. And here D is X. D is X, right? All right. So GME upon RE square, and what is left, 1 plus X upon RE whole square is equal to GS into 1 minus X upon RE. Now if you observe closely, GME upon RE square and GS is the same thing. The next thing which I am doing is I am putting X upon RE is equal to T. I am putting X upon RE is equal to, so what I have 1 upon 1 plus T whole square is equal to 1 minus T. Okay. So let us simplify this. So basically what we are getting is 1 plus T whole square, 1 plus T whole square into 1 minus T is equal to 1. Okay. 1 plus T whole square into 1 minus T is equal to 1. And now I am going to open this. So 1 plus T square plus 2T into 1 minus T is equal to 1. Alright. This will be 1 plus T square plus 2T. I have multiplied this with this minus T minus T cube minus 2T square is equal to 1. So this one and this one got cancelled. Okay. And this T square minus 2T square. So this will be minus of T square. This 2T minus T, so plus T minus T cube is equal to 0. Okay. So that gives us, let me take T as common. Okay. So when I'm going to take this as common, so T square plus T minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. Either you get T is equal to 0. That means it is the surface of Earth. So basically at surface of Earth, height is 0, depth is 0. So value will be same. But we are not interested in that. We are interested in next one. So what I am going to write further is T is equal to minus 1 plus minus under the root of B square. B square is 1 plus 4AC. Minus 4AC means minus 4 into minus 1, so that will be plus 4 upon 2A. Right? So from here I am going to use a plus symbol and I am going to solve it here. So T was nothing but X upon RE is equal to root 5 minus 1 by 2. X comes out to be R root 5 minus 1 by 2. Everyone please note. Please note everyone. Understood, everyone? If you have understood, say yes, sir. Good. So as of now, we have talked about what is acceleration due to gravity. Then we talked about acceleration due to gravity on height. On height, we have two formulas. One is when height is less. When height is less, the formula is G is equal to Gs into 1 minus twice h upon r. H is for height. But when height is not less, then the formula is G is equal to capital G me upon re plus h whole square. Okay. But when we go in depth, then there is only one formula, and that formula is G is equal to Gs into 1 minus d upon Re. There is a graph for acceleration due to gravity. Let us draw that also before concluding today's class. So please draw that graph, everyone. So here G is proportional to R, and here is G is proportional to 1 upon R square. Okay. R is distance from the center of Earth. Please note. R is distance from the center of Earth. Okay. Also, if you see, then the value of G is maximum at surface of Earth. Value of G is maximum at surface of Earth. Value of G is maximum at surface of Earth. Please note that. All right. So in the next class, we'll be studying further, and we will try to finish this chapter in either next class or next to next. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much.